Hi there. Right, finally getting back out on the hills. It's right at the very end of January now, 31st. And as you know, the weather for the first part of January was bloody awful. And then there was a lull in the weather last week. But by then I caught this really heavy cold and I couldn't go. So disappointing. But I'm more or less over it now. Still got a bit of a head cold, but the sore throat and all that's gone. And yes, I did check myself for COVID. Wasn't COVID. So, as I said, I'm in the Black Mountains. I've just parked up at Lanthony and I'm on my way up one of the hills. But a little bit of forest to walk through first, as you can see. That's the gate shutting behind me. And yeah, I'm heading for one of the Hewitts here in Wales. I discovered that I haven't been to the top of all of them ever, and obviously I haven't camped on all of them yet. So, along with the target of camping out at least once each month, I've also now added to camp on as many of the Hewitts as I can, and at least to visit all of them during the year. So, we'll see. There's a beautiful river here. Okay, so I'll get on up the hill and see how we get on. The first tent that I ordered when I started wild camping was the OEX PHOXX 2 version 2. It's a good budget beginner tent, but it never arrived. So I ordered one that I've done a review of earlier called the Station 13 Shield, and I started using that. Then after about 2 months, the PHOXX 2 arrived. So I had two for the price of one, really. In the meantime, of course, I'd had my refund for that. And I contacted them and said, okay, it's arrived now. Do you want it back? And basically, they said, if I pay all the postage and all the rest of it, they'll have it back. But otherwise, they weren't bothered. So I still got it. I used it once, and quite honestly, I don't think I need it. So I'm taking it out tonight just to check, so I can remember what it was like. And I think it's fairly certain that I'll flog it. But I thought I'd take it out tonight and make a decision whether I'm going to love it or list it. So that's the plan tonight. Get up high, put up the PHOXX, see how I get on. So it could be next week there might be a cheap PHOXX for sale. So look out for that. I'll let you know at the end of the video whether I'm going to love it or list it. I'll just take a couple of minutes before I get on up. I've just come to the top of the wood there, and around here they have a problem with Himalayan balsam. That's these large pink seed pods, and when they're ripe they explode, and they can throw the seeds up to 7 meters, so you can imagine it left alone spreads like wildfire, and it's edges out all the native plants. So there are volunteers who come out here each year, try and cut it back, keep it under control. And we're asked if we see it, don't touch it, leave it to those guys, they know what they're doing, and we don't really. Right, I'm just out in 5 minutes. I got no hurry, it's only, what is it, it's only 20 to 3. Sunset's just after 5. I've only got a couple of miles to go, albeit a lot of it's uphill. So the plan is to camp somewhere on the top, slightly out of the wind. We've got somewhere between 10 and 20 miles an hour at the moment, up on the tops. And come night it's going to go up to more like 30, probably with a few more gusts. So I need to be a bit sheltered. Especially I don't know exactly how this Fox is going to cope with wind. Well, I guess we'll find out tonight, won't we? Apart from the babbling brook, it's really, really quiet and lovely. Right, I'm out into the hill proper now. Not at the top, but I've done all the really steep stuff. And I'm out into the wind, I can feel it behind me coming over the ridge. I think the last time I actually came up this way was about 20 years ago, when I was a member of the Forest of Dean Hill Walkers Club. And we came up here and we walked all the way out to the northern edge and then all the way back round. It's about 18.5 miles. It's a fair old track. So I'm not doing that today. Anyway, let's crack on. I'll get up the hill and we'll have a look at a couple of peaks and then figure out where we're going to stop for the night. This is Balbach. There's an accent on the A, I'm not quite sure what that means. But, probably a different way of pronouncing it, I'm not sure. Marked on the map as Pile of Stones, as you can see. Right, so now we're up on the ridge, we got a view. So that's Hatterall Ridge over there, going down to Hatterall Hill on the back side. And then if you come around here, the one in the distance there is the Skirrid. That used to be the start of Breckenbeacons Way. Coming on round, the next lump on the horizon is Sugarloaf. And then I think that pointy one is Pencarrigcalch, but I'm not sure. The valley down in there is the Gwynny Valley, which I've camped in a couple of times. You'll have seen me down there in the frost. And then up here is Balmawr, I think. It's about another 100 meters to the top. We're about 500 meters here, and that one is 607, so a bit of climbing to do yet. I'm in the wind, it feels about 10 miles an hour, so not much at the moment. It's still blowing from the north. It's supposed to go around to the west, but we'll see later on, won't we? Ducked out to the wind. The wind is vicious. I can hear it whooshing over the top above me here. Oh, it was hard work walking along there. I couldn't really do any filming because it's just so loud and so strong. It was almost pushing me over. However, there's a couple of flat spots down below me here, but I've still got a bit of a way to get to the top of Huarel. I can't say it. I think it's Huarel Ivan, or somewhere like that. Let me just show you. So that's the top just over there. Not very far now. I've got as far as Quarel Levan. Can't say it. But I can't see anywhere here I can put a tent. There's nothing flat enough or with enough dirt over the rock. So I'm going to head back down the ridge and keep an eye out for anything flat out of the wind down there. So I've still got about 25 minutes before the sun goes down, so I've still got time to find something. So let's go and see what we can find. So I got the tent up and I've just spent about half an hour getting myself organised. So I'm going to get some food on in a minute, and before I do that though, let me show you one of my new pieces of kit. I think I mentioned that I put this on my Christmas list, and it's this, the Atom Pax Roo. It's got this nice mesh pocket on the front that I've been keeping my phone in. Make it nice and easy just to check where I am occasionally. And then in here I've got my snacks, my wind measuring device, and spare batteries and extra batteries for the GoPro and all that sort of stuff. Just makes it dead easy really. So well pleased with that. Thanks Linda for that. And one other new thing I've got, which I don't think you can see because I'm sat on it. Let me get off it. Got myself a trekker chair, and yeah, so I can lie back in a bit of comfort now. Oh, that's nice. Right, so I am going to get a brew on, and then I'll make some tea. I've got chilli. Let me show you. Got a chilli con carne, nice tin, and some rice to go with it. Rice. So that'll be nice. And then I've got all the usual Bovril. Bovril. Why say Bovril? It's OXO. OXO cubes. I've got some coffee. I got some tomato soup, plenty to keep me going. Anyway, I'll get on with that and I'll catch up with you a bit later. So I got my brew. I'll cut my tea in a minute. Just relax, warm myself up with this. A cup of OXO, courtesy of my sister Verna, who gave me a packet of OXO cubes for Christmas. Cheers, love. Broke my spoon. Okay, I think that's done. It's nice and hot. So, chili's ready. I've broken my spoon, so I'm having to heat it with a teaspoon. And I need to apologise to my mate Michael, because he saw me break my spork on the last night out. And very kindly bought Linda and I a sporkage. So I have to apologise, Mike, because I forgot to bring it with me. I'm enjoying this tracker chair, I have to say. Might become a fixture, this.
First time I came up to the Brecon Beacons National Park at all was, I think it must have been 1964. Good grief. I was 11. I was in the Sea Scouts, and the plan was to camp in a village just off the main edge of the valley road, and then camp in a pub garden, and then walk from there all the way along the ridge as far as Pen y Fan, and drop down off the side and camp down by the Coombe underneath Corndee. So started off well. We camped in this pub garden, and then set off on the Saturday. It's pretty miserable weather, and then as we got probably, I don't know, a couple of miles or more from, maybe a bit more than that, from Pen y Fan, it started snowing. And it was, for a while, it was snowing in one valley but not the other. So it's a nice broad ridge, and you could like walk in and out of the snow for about 10 minutes. I mean, it wasn't like step in, step out. You had to walk like 10, 15 yards out of it and then back in again. And then eventually it came over and was just snowing everywhere. So a decision was made that we had to bail. We went down the side of the hill, next available path. And then the second night, the Saturday, we slept in, I think it was like a barn attached to a pub. Bit hazy now, it's a long time ago. I know it had like stone flag floors. Yeah, that wasn't bad. So I'm going to finish this brew. It's now, what's the time? It's coming up to 11 o'clock. So I'll have my brew and I'll get my head down. And I'll see you in the morning. Morning. So it's coming up to 7 o'clock, and yeah, as you can hear, the wind's blowing, tent's flapping like mad. I've had a look outside, we're all clagged in, so there's no view, no sunrise. Sorry about that, I'll try and get one next time. I'm not sure if I've had any sleep at all, to be honest. I think I must have done, because I can't believe that I've led here since like 10, 11 o'clock without sleeping at all, but maybe not. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to bother with breakfast this morning. Yeah, the way this tent is configured, you really got to have the door open, wide open, to cook. And in this wind, I think that'd be crazy. So I'll just sit here for another hour or so until it gets light, and then I'll quietly pack up and get off. Type 2 night. Anyway, tent's still here, I'm still here. I've been lovely and warm in this bag. So yeah.
Wow, well, I've just got back to Belbach, basically following a sheep trot along the side of the hill. Pouring rain, but there's a few holes in the clouds right now, so I can actually see across the valley. Let me show you. Here we go. See, there's still low cloud, but it's lifting. So hopefully, once I get out of the wind, I'll be able to start to feel a bit more comfortable. Anyway, let's get down there. Well, out the wind at last. So I'm skirting down the side of this really deep valley here, the stream at the bottom, and I can hear the wind whistling away up above me. Oh yay, that was a tough one. That was tough. But I did it, I survived. Aye, aye. So the PHOXX, OEX PHOXX 2 version 2 stood up, but too much mesh really for this windy weather, so I couldn't really get caught. Couldn't really get very warm in the tent because of the airflow. It was just too much with that wind. But yeah, it stood up, kept me dry until I got out, obviously. Sorry, I'm looking at my feet rather than you. So I just got to get back down through this wood and then cross a couple of fields and I'm back. So I'll get on with that and I'll catch up with you a bit later on. Okay, well, I'm back out in the fields. Just a little bit to go. Let me show you Lanthony Abbey. Over there, it's a nice car park. There's a couple of campsites there if you're interested. So I think I'll wrap it up here. Just a couple of fields to go. And if you've enjoyed this, I would love you to give us a big thumbs up. Like, maybe subscribe. I'm getting close to 400 subscribers, that would be nice. And well, thank you very much for watching. I should be out again soon. I'm hopeful that I'll see you then. So, bye for now.